Charles I was the divine king of England, Scotland and Ireland, whose conflicts with Parliament led to civil war and his execution. He needs a lot more money to support his extravagance.
He tried to torture every single person that thought differently. Water bring the man in the picture. A lawyer that wrote some scripts criticizing the king's rule got his 2 years cut off twice in 2 different places. There were so many religions inside England, though they all believed in God. Charles himself was highly Anglican and his French wife was Catholic. Protestants were actually not respected, and at that time they were also seen as a political party as part of the parliament. When his first parliament met in June 1625, Charles offered parliament no explanations of his foreign policy or its costs. Thus antagonism soon rose between the new king and the commons, and Charles shut down the parliament and began his personal rule. During 1629 and 1640, Charles' personal rule, he wrote ship money upon all the people. He bullied all the homeowners and sold noble title to anyone who would like to support him by lending him money. Also, he used his secret court to torture and find his enemies.
After the meeting in February, Charles dissolved the Second Parliament in June. His high-handed action added to the sense of grievance I was widely discussed.
A man called Oliver Cromwell was a Puritan and was also one of the members who disagreed with the way that Charles ruled the country. Later on, he led the New Model Army, which includes English people and Scotch military who rebelled as well to fight the Civil War against the king and the Royalists. When Charles returned to the parliament, a smaller man drove all the members off. The Civil War started in 1642. After 9 years of war, the king and the Royalists was defeated by the parliament. Finally, the king was caught in Scotland and sent back to London. In 1648, he was beheaded by the parliament due to his treason upon this nation. It is not hard for us to predict the result of the war. The New Model Army fought for their religious freedom and a better life, while the Royalists fought for money, fame, or even their status.
At his execution, many people said he was a tyrant. In our definitions, a tyrant is a cruel and oppressive ruler. So, is he really a tyrant?
Charles I tried to control people's thoughts and opinions. Not only was water being tortured, but so many other people that may only say a word and had to pay a huge price for that. He raised unreasonable taxes upon his people after dissolving the parliament. Charles I also controlled the Church of England to be highly Anglican and fined and imprisoned many Puritans for their beliefs. Due to the above reasons, Charles I deserved the title tyrant. However, we like to state that Charles I wasn't solely responsible for all those things. The Duke of Buckingham was really despised and led the king into one disaster after another, including wars with France and Spain. By all means, we believe that Charles I was a tyrant due to all the oppressive ways he ruled the country, his unstoppable greed of money, and the attempt to control people's thoughts and opinions. Charles I, whose death symbolized a new era in human history, England as the first country to achieve democracy or constitutional monarchy by now, is the most influential country in the past hundreds of years. Looking back from now, we may have to say thank you to this king as his tyrannical rule accelerated the process to democracy for England and for every single one of us today.
Created using Powtoon.